The mayor and council reassure residents that Rockville is a place where all people are welcome.
And in Town Square, this year's holiday tree decoration is magical. We'll show you. Plus, Rockville 11 is taking a look back at some of the stories that shaped 2016.
All that and much more on the last edition of Rock 11 Now in 2016. So let's get into it. We begin with the announcement of Rockville's new city manager. The mayor and council chose Robert Desperado for the job. Desperado comes from Florida and brings 20 years of city manager experience to the city. He will officially start January 3rd. You can read more about Rockville's new city manager on rockvillereports.com. The mayor and council pledged their support for Rockville's diversity and inclusivity while also reassuring residents that Rockville's elected officials will stand up for them and for democracy.
And now, on behalf of myself and my colleagues, I would like to read the following statement. The City of Rockville is a nonpartisan government, and over the coming months, we will witness a ritual that is at the backbone of our country, the peaceful transition of power in our nation's highest office. It is important to remember that we are a city of many strengths. That strength is born of a tapestry of race, religion, creed, ethnicity, physical and mental abilities, sexual orientation, and culture. The strength that comes from a diversity of education and thought. We support and defend the right of all individuals to live their lives in peace and safety with dignity and respect. The City of Rockville is proud of our inclusiveness, and we firmly believe that we are a better city, a stronger community because of our differences. We are committed to all of our citizens, and we are committed to ensuring that the City of Rockville continues to be a place where all people feel welcome. Thank you.
In a democracy, words have power. As such, I hope that the following words will bring some reassurance to the residents of Rockville that their elected officials will stand up for them and for democracy. So I move the following resolution. Whereas Rockville is an open-minded community that embraces its diverse population, whereas 34% of Rockville's population was born outside the United States, our community is a rich tapestry of immigrants and the descendants of immigrants from around the world, whereas a majority of students who attend public schools in Montgomery County are members of racial minority groups, whereas Rockville is home to numerous places of worship and our residents freely practice a variety of faiths, whereas the residents of Rockville are diverse in other ways, including sexual orientation and gender identity or expression, whereas people of all physical and cognitive abilities contribute meaningfully to our society, whereas our community values its girls and boys and is equally invested in their futures, whereas all Americans, regardless of gender, ethnicity, ancestry, religion, sexual orientation, gender identity or expression, and disability, deserve equal protection under the law. Now, therefore, the Mayor and Council of Rockville hereby recognize and celebrate our city's vibrant diversity and call upon elected officials at all levels of government to recognize that our nation is stronger because of this diversity and call upon them to strive for policies and laws that promote equality and inclusion.
And everyone is welcome to attend the mayor and council meetings on Monday. And if you can't make it to the meetings live, you can watch them on TV on Rockville 11 and in HD on the Municipal Broadcast Network, Comcast 997 and RCN 1057. For more details, just head to rockvillemd.gov/mayorcouncil. Rockville continues to improve your biking experience. The Planning Commission approved an update to the Bikeway Master Plan back in September. The next step is for the mayor and council to adopt the plan as part of the city's comprehensive master plan. And last month, the Chief of Traffic and Transportation presented that draft plan to the mayor and council. The plan, in part, guides planning of the city's bicycle facility network, laying the groundwork for an expansion to more than 34 miles of shared use paths, nearly 4 miles of bike lanes, and 3 miles of roads with shared lanes. And you can see the entire Bikeway Master Plan presentation. Just go to the City of Rockville's YouTube page and search 2016 Bikeway Master Plan. And the mayor and council want to hear what you think about the plan. There are several ways you can let your voice be heard. Attending the public meeting scheduled during the December 12th mayor and council meeting at 7 p.m. or by using the form online and submitting it by email or by mail. Head to rockvillemd.gov/Bikeway Master Plan for the complete details.
Once again, the Rockville Business Academy was in session, giving people the chance to learn about how to jumpstart their businesses right here in Rockville. New this year, the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce Montgomery County helped to encourage Hispanic business owners to call Rockville home.
We believe as business owners that everyone that has a business cannot succeed by itself. It needs to get connected, and that's why we're bringing some business owners today to the event, because we believe that just when the business owners are connected, they are growing and they are learning more on how to succeed in business.
I think it's important for people to understand what's available to them as business owners or just people who do business in Rockville, because there's a lot of misinformation out there, and this way you can hear it directly from the city themselves.
It's also a great opportunity. A lot of businesses who are just getting started or who have been in business for a while don't realize the breadth of resources that are out there available to support them, not only through the Rockville Chamber and through Rockville Economic Development, but also in City Hall.
Still to come on Rock 11 Now, Rockville's getting ready for Old Man Winter. Plus, we'll tell you how you can lend a hand to help area seniors during the winter.
And 'tis the season for giving. Community Services completes phase 1 of their holiday drive, and there's still time to take a part and give from the heart. Find out next, right after this.
Rockville is preparing for the 45th annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day celebration. This celebration of the life and legacy of this great civil rights leader is free and will be on January 16th at Richard Montgomery High School at 10 a.m. For more information, head to rockvillemd.gov/MLK or call 240-314-8316. And you can also watch the celebration in its entirety on Rockville 11 and in HD on the Municipal Broadcast Network, Comcast 997 and RCN 1057.
Welcome back to Rock 11 Now. Last year, Rockville had one of the biggest snowstorms on record. That's why this year, Rockville's Public Works and Parks and Facilities crews are taking no chances and beginning preparations for whatever Old Man Winter sends our way.
We have a lot of sidewalks and public parking lots that we have to maintain. So knowing things to look out for, like curb stops, fire hydrants, handicap parking, to make sure that we're clearing the snow properly from those areas. Also keeping the equipment up and running to make sure that we can plow snow in the events, and making sure that the employees are safe while they're doing it.
Because we do 26 facilities and miles of sidewalks, it's important that everybody knows the safe operation of all the various equipment that we use. For the sidewalks, we try to use some of the smaller tractors that we took a look at before, and that's just the quickest way of doing it. There are areas that we have to manually shovel, but we try to use a tractor to do that. With red light camera funds, Public Works has been very diligently adding sidewalk links as part of the incentive for safe pedestrian crossings everywhere we can. And with the number of new sidewalks we've had, we've got to clear them. So we've added a couple of miles of sidewalks just in the last couple of years.
And each winter, the Rockville Senior Center looks for volunteers to help seniors in our area with shoveling snow. If you want to help, just head to the Rockville Senior Services page at rockvillemd.gov/senior center to sign up to volunteer, or call 240-314-8800.
For the Thanksgiving holiday, Rockville's Community Services Department completed phase 1 of its holiday drive, thanks to the many volunteers who gave their time to help package boxes so families in need could enjoy the Thanksgiving holiday. Now it's time to gear up to help families for the Christmas holiday. Toys and gifts are being collected right now until December 17th. You can head to rockvillemd.gov/holiday drive for details on how to volunteer. And keeping in the holiday spirit, check out the new interactive holiday tree in Town Square.
Our goal is to try to keep Christmas as traditional as possible, but infusing as much modern technology as we can. And so my mom's a special needs preschool teacher, and she was talking about a child that was losing eyesight in the eyes and loved the Grinch. And I said, well, how can I really bring the Grinch to life for him in some sort of installation, working in the Christmas light industry. And so we went back and forth and, determined that the Christmas tree was the place that had the most lights. And all we need to do is use really advanced lights and a very advanced data management system. And we could actually map it in 3 dimensions and put the Grinch on the tree for him to enjoy.
Well, it's an RGB tree, so each pixel is computer controlled. So it's the only one in the area that has that type of system in it.
people across the world are working on this, from Europe to Asia to the US, coast to coast. There's a lot of different hands involved in putting this together. That we brought together custom composition of different Christmas music. You'll hear things you like that sort of tells the story of the growth of light, from fire all the way through bubble lights and C9 bulbs. And as we move through that evolution, we also move through evolution of music and different genres. Create a full custom piece of animation in 2 dimension to go with the music. So it's actually 2 separate tracks that merge together completely in tune.
It's brand new technology. We're the first company to use it in the United States. It's all programmable, multi-color change. It's all computer programmed, and a Bluetooth feed controls it on your phone. And that's how we talk to them, right through our phone. Mainly the light show will be going on at nighttime, but it'll be decorated for daytime enhance, and there will be subtle lighting going on during the day. So we'll have a daytime program and nighttime program on.
And every night it will start at 4:50, and every hour it will go on, and then it will run through the entire holiday season.
New venue, same great event. This year's International Night moved from Lincoln Park to the F. Scott Fitzgerald Theater. And this year's event was a huge success as Rockville showcased and celebrated its diverse cultures. Take a look.
Are we rocking in Rockville? Are we rocking in Rockville tonight? When we experience diversity, we are experiencing Rockville.
Just ahead on Rock 11 Now, we're taking a look back at some of the highlights of 2016, such as the approval of the Rockville Neighborhood Pike Plan.
And we'll look at how residents participated in making a plan for Rockville's future. It's all coming up on Rock 11 Now Rewind, right after this message. Welcome back to Rock 11 Now, as we press the rewind button to show you some of the stories that Rockville 11 covered in 2016. From the passing of the long-awaited Rockville Pike Neighborhood Plan to the open discussion about the future of Rockville. Check out these stories that shaped the city of Rockville in 2016.
All right, there's a motion on the floor and it's been properly seconded. All those in favor, please raise your hand. It is unanimous. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much.
And with that vote, the new vision for Rockville Pike is in place.
for all the years, the blood, sweat, and tears that have gone into this, and you have spent a lifetime on this. So thank you very much for your collective leadership on this.
It is a great compromise, and we are moving forward on something that will transform the Pike.
Bottom line, change is coming, and the Rockville Pike Neighborhood Plan is the city's way of organizing that change for you. Rockville's Department of Community Planning and Development Services estimated in 2015 that 3,530 people lived along the 2-mile stretch of the plan area. Fast forward to 2040, where the population is projected to more than triple to 11,800. Not to mention that in 2040, 1/3 of all new jobs in Rockville are expected to be along the Pike. That's why Rockville is planning for your future. So, what is the Rockville Pike Neighborhood Plan? Let's get into it. At its core, the plan is structured to improve life for residents and better locations for businesses. It paves the way for the city's vision of transforming the Pike by urbanizing residential and business development. It establishes policies for land use, including transportation, parks, and open space, and other infrastructure for the next 2 decades. With so many people living and working along the Pike, the plan lays out the framework for smarter, safer, and more convenient city living. So, why do we need a plan? The Pike is the main artery for transportation in the city, and transportation is key. The plan proposes new bike-friendly lanes and wider walkways. It also recommends new street grids, making travel in nearby neighborhoods easier and reduces traffic flow on the Pike. To encourage more public transit, it improves access to metro, local buses, and makes accommodations for the future study of the bus rapid transit system. The plan ensures that existing neighborhoods are protected and that new neighborhoods are attractive and accessible, all while retaining and bringing in local and national businesses to continue the long-standing economic viability of the Pike. Simply put, it makes the land work for you. After all, it's your city, your Pike. The city's community planning department has made extensive outreach efforts to keep citizens involved and informed during the development of the plan. It's been crafted from the perspective of the people who live and work in Rockville. Take a glimpse at the south end of the Pike, and you'll see the progress already being made. Buildings that are taller, closer to the street, and much easier to get to. See the final plan along with previous versions, hear public testimony, and much more on the city's website at rockvillemd.gov/RockvillePike.
Talking in the economic development group, I said diversity. And I didn't mean it from a cultural aspect. I meant from let's diverse what Rockville has to offer to its citizens and to people from the outside, because we want people to come to visit Rockville.
I think that there are some great models for affordable housing and some creative ways that Rockville can think about those that would actually help reach a lot of the other city goals as well. And I really felt that the staff were ready to listen, that they're very clear about that, and I think that's exactly what happened.
Everything that we had told them, they worked really hard to put it into concise words and really brought out what we had in mind.
We really enjoyed that process to see how they could take some raw input but turn it into a more polished and finished product.
That the areas east of the railroad track and east of the Pike are a little bit more integrated with the rest of Rockville, and also that there's more things to do for activities for kids and for the whole family. I was very impressed with how they went out and tried to get as much feedback from as many different people as possible, not just waiting for people to come to them.
I think we need to be able to bike and walk and use mass transit and really multimodal transportation so that we can get around in various ways. I'm very impressed with the way Rockville staff provides information and brings people together and allows us to express our feelings and desires and what we think is needed, and then puts it all back together in a way that can be used.
Still to come on Rock 11 Now, we continue our look back at the stories of 2016, including a look at former police chief Terry Treshik's heartfelt farewell.
And we go one-on-one with Olympic gold medalist Rockville's own Helen Maruez. It's all on the way when Rock 11 Now returns. Rockville's premier source for news and information is now online. RockvilleReports.com is your online source for all the latest happenings in the city. From videos, pictures, even links to the city's website. RockvilleReports.com, your digital source for all things Rockville. In 2016, Rockville saw the retirement of one of its beloved employees, and the city cheered for a hometown gold medal Olympian.
And Rockville 11 paid tribute the only way we know how, with 2 video tributes, one for former Rockville City Police Chief Terry Treshik and the other for gold medalist Helen Maruez.
Plus, we're pressing rewind on Rockville Roll Call, a segment giving you an exclusive look into how the city works for you. Take a look.
That after 27 years in Rockville and 44 years in law enforcement, I've decided that it's the right time to retire.
And with that, 27 years of service for Rockville City Police Chief Terrence Treshik will come to an end. Terrence Treshik was first sworn in on March 20th of 1989. He did leave his post in 2001 to become Chief of Police for the United States Supreme Court, but returned to Rockville, the city that has embraced him as a leader and protector just 4 months later.
I've been very fortunate. For 27 years, we've built this police department. Out of the 92 people that I have here, I've hired over 83 or so of them myself. It's like my second family, and so I'm certainly going to miss them. And so the interaction with the communities and just being around the very professional men and women of the department.
Chief Terrence Treshik's 44 years in law enforcement will officially come to an end on June 1st, 2016. And while he is looking forward to spending more time with his family, he will miss, and will definitely be missed, by his extended Rockville family, fellow officers, and the grateful citizens of the city of Rockville.
Everything I've done and every move I've made is for the good of the agency, the good of the men and women of this department, and the good of the community. And I thank them all for everything that they've done.
Rockville's own Helen Maruez is in high demand these days after her historic gold medal win at the Rio Olympics this summer. But this hometown girl at heart still found the time to give Rockville 11 an exclusive one-on-one. She took a trip down memory lane and talked about everything from the moment she won her gold medal to her faith, and even answering the big question, will she be heading to Tokyo for the 2020 Olympic Games?
It all started when I was 7 years old, and my younger brother had just joined, and there weren't enough kids in the wrestling room, and my mom didn't want to make him quit, so one day she just said, Helen, just take your shoes off, jump in there, just be a dummy, do whatever the coach says. And so after about 2 weeks of push-ups and sprints and all this hard workouts, I went to my parents and I said, this isn't fair. The boys are working hard, but they get to compete. Why don't I? And my dad just made a bet with me that if I won my first match, I could continue wrestling. And that was the only match I won all year. The support system, it really made wrestling a very personal journey for me with my faith, and so I'd say God was my biggest support system after that. You have 10,000 thoughts and no thoughts in your head at the same time. I was thanking God. I was so proud to be an American. I was thinking about my coaches and my family. I was like overcome with joy. I mean, I think the craziest thing about the win, because it was uncharted territory, because I'd never won Olympic gold before. Obviously, I want to say never give up. believe in yourself. For young girls, it's, I feel it's an honor and it's a responsibility, it's an obligation, and something I enjoy doing to be a role model, but also can learn from me, but you also have to learn from yourself and trust that you're made the way you're supposed to be and that you can figure out for yourself what works for you. Definitely. So I don't, my identity isn't rooted in needing to win an Olympic gold medal, and this whole journey it's been life-changing, and it was life-changing before I got the gold medal. So I love that journey. I love that part about the sport, what it can teach you, how the values it can instill in you, and how it can help you to grow as a person.
We are as transparent as possible. That is our objective. That's our first goal. What we first try to do is we work with our departments, we work with other city employees, and develop clear and specific and concise specifications of what the city needs. And I tell you, that's one thing that I love is working with my fellow Rockville peeps and developing these specifications.
I do letters, I do memos, all outgoing correspondence comes through my desk. I answer the phone, I take customers at the counters, I do billing. We issue permits, so I do billing for the permits and anything else anybody needs me to do. If it's a simple enough question, I can generally give them an answer, or I will find them the right person to help them out. I mean, we get questions, I think because of our title.
The Urban Forestry Maintenance Group is the crew supervisor is Rocky Reynolds, who leads a group of very skilled tree climbers. A lot of their tasks are related to street tree maintenance as well as park maintenance. These guys are very skilled. They'll climb to heights of 75 to 100 feet. They'll hang from a rope. They have a chainsaw with them. They do everything from tree pruning to tree removal. It's probably one of the more dangerous jobs that we have within our Parks and Facilities division. Ball field or athletic field maintenance guys, they're responsible for all the prep that goes into the fields that you might have somebody in your family that plays in one of our baseball or softball or soccer or football leagues.
We've made some changes in the Rockville City Manager's Department. We've combined our Neighborhood Resources Office with our Public Information Office to create the Public Involvement and Communication and Engagement Department. We're sort of jokingly referring to it as the Peace Corps. Easy to remember. Anyway, it's going to be a fantastic change. What it'll mean is that all of our communication channels will have an engagement effort attached to them, and all engagement efforts will also have the full force of the communication office behind them.
Rockville has a really good reputation for providing really good services for its community, for really kind of catering to the needs and to the requests that are made by the public. I think that kind of, it's talked about frequently about the big city with a small town feel. I think that's really accurate. And I think there's something about that feeling of community that's really kind of awesome about working here and living close by.
That's going to do it for this last edition of Rock 11 Now for 2016. To keep up on the latest news and happenings in Rockville, be sure to check out our online newsletter at rockvillereports.com.
And join in the Rockville conversation and check out our post by signing up for Nextdoor at nextdoor.com.
And to keep up with Rockville 11, subscribe to our City of Rockville YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter at Rockville 11, on Instagram at Rockville MD, and like us on Facebook.
And we leave with a look at the new interactive holiday tree in Town Square.
For the entire Rock 11 Now team, I'm Kathy Dantzler.
And I'm Tony Playa. Happy holidays.
And see you next year, Rockville.